Welcome fans to Talking T-Birds. I'm your host Phil Kohler, and today we're here with Dwight Ganeri of the Lady T-Birds. So Coach, you guys get 3 big wins over the weekend. You moved to 17-3 overall, up to 21st nationally. Give us kind of a broad statement about how this weekend went.
It was a great weekend for us. Especially leading into conference play now. We had 3 successful games. I think in our first 2 games we played Central Wyoming, and then we played an all-star team out of Nebraska. We got everybody into the game. We had 12 players on Thursday. All 12 made the scoring column. Same on Friday. Jocelyn sat out because of an ankle. She rolled her ankle, a slight sprain, sat out that game. So 11 different scorers. So everybody got a lot of playing time in there. And then we played Western Nebraska on Saturday. Real intense game. It was a lot different than Thursday and Friday night. So it was a good trip.
Sure. So you talk about the Central Wyoming game to start. You guys end up winning 77-44. Jocelyn Igo is your leading scorer, scoring 11 points. Talk a little bit about her game and how she played on Thursday.
Just typical Jocelyn. I mean, first of all, her IQ is amazing.
Sure.
You know, she does so many things that don't show up in the stat column. Communication, energy, understanding the scouting report. But Jocelyn's kind of evolved. She's probably known as a 3-point shooter and stuff like that, but she's able to put it on the floor. Has a little bit of a mid-range game. So just a very typical Jocelyn Igo, very very solid, very good game.
Excellent. And typical for your guards, but Sandra Frau Garcia chips in with 8 rebounds, 7 assists. Talk about her versatility and her ability to stuff the stat sheet even when she's not scoring it.
No, and that's the part of the stat sheet that everybody should look at is, my goodness, she's usually one of our leading rebounders. Over on the season, she's got more than a 2-to-1 assist to turnover ratio. Always has 2 or 3 steals. Her floor game is probably one of the best in Region 9 out of point guards. Scoring is picking up as well. I like she's being a little bit more confident in her mid-range game and even her 3-points. So if she can get that confidence up there, she's total package.
Sure. And again, the game gets out of hand a little bit on Thursday, but you guys end up with 23 assists on 33 made field goals. Talk about the importance of your group and their ability to move the basketball.
I think that's pretty consistent. I think our team does a great job of sharing the basketball. I think we're best when we get 3-4 passes per possession, get a couple ball reversals, and this weekend that was pretty common for us. So I do think this group is unselfish and they really try to get the ball to the open person.
So we move to Friday. You guys get the Nebraska All-Stars. You never really know what to expect from an All-Star team like that. Flora Goed leads the way with 14. You get Anna Cheney, Logan Alvar to chip in with 13. Talk a little bit about how that game unfolded and the ability for you guys to have several people scoring the basketball.
Again, a real balanced effort from everybody as far as not just scoring, but in other statistics like rebounding and defensively.
Sure.
All-Star team was they had 15 on their team.
Okay.
You never know. You could be anywhere
sure.
from 6, and they kind of did a platoon system. I'll give them credit. They played hard throughout, and then the next day they played Eastern Wyoming within a couple points.
Oh, wow.
It was the same group. So
Okay.
just to kind of give you an idea that it was a solid all-star team,
Sure.
and to be on the positive side like that was a great effort on our crew.
Sure. So Saturday you guys move in with Western Nebraska playing on their home floor. Western Nebraska, a team that won 3 games at Hutch last year. They're a team that you guys have met in the Region 9 Championship 3 out of the last 5 years. A little bit of a budding rivalry there between 2 teams that are usually pretty competitive.
It is, because most often, we try to play twice a year,
Sure.
in regular season. So, it's a great rivalry that way. And then it's pretty common for us to meet in the championship,
Sure.
The Region 9 tournament. And so there is a good rivalry there, but I think there's respect for both programs there. So that was a great contest.
Sure, good. So Sandra and Flora lead the way with 14 apiece. Sandra chips in 11 rebounds. Julia Palomo, normally kind of a 3-point shooter, chips in with 10 rebounds. Again, talk about your guard's ability to kind of stuff the stat sheet a little bit.
Rebounding has been a focus of ours since we've come back from winter break. We put 4 different keys to improvement, and rebounding is one of them. And hopefully this last weekend is an indication that we've taken a step there. Turnovers is another one that we really have to focus on, the unforced ones and stuff. But we try to make it a priority to get extra possessions or limit their possessions through rebounding. good weekend last weekend.
So I had you guys at plus 49 rebounding the basketball this weekend. Talk about what that rebounding differential is going to do for you guys as you move into conference play.
I do believe, it's a game of possessions.
Sure.
Everybody's going to shoot fairly consistent. So who gets the most opportunities?
Absolutely.
So I think our goal is, to get 10, be a plus 10 in possessions, either through rebounding or through plus minus turnovers.
Yeah,
and
sure.
Again, I think that can, if you're going to shoot the same percentage as the other team, that can be the difference in a game.
So we talked a little bit about your versatility. You guys this weekend have 3 different leading scorers in 3 games. Talk about what that versatility does for your team and how difficult it is for other teams to kind of prepare for you when they're not expecting 1 or 2 different players to be the leading scorer.
I think it's ideal. I think just from a defensive viewpoint, if there's 1 or 2 players on our opponent team that we really can focus on and eliminate their scoring and have success that way, it makes our night a little bit easier. So, on the other side, offensively, we hope that we can be, very versatile, have a lot of scoring opportunities for a lot of people, and I love it that we have different leading scorers each night.
Absolutely, absolutely. So, Coach, Saturday, you guys head to Powell. You get Northwest for the first conference game. Powell comes in 13-7, but they are playing a little bit better. They've won 4 out of 6. They're 6-0 on their home floor this year. Tell us a little bit about what to expect from Powell.
Good. They're a good, solid basketball team. They've got good perimeter shooters. Costa is a nice 3-point shooter. Rogers, a freshman, very good 3-point shooter. Both of those are right around 40% with volume, like plus 80 shots and stuff. And they have a really nice post player. And I think you mentioned her off camera a little bit. Hernandez, she's averaging 17 points right now. They're very ball screen and roll. They have multiple sets that involve ball screen and roll, so that's going to be a key for us is defending that.
Yeah, so they do. They come in with 4 players averaging double figures. Hernandez, again, the leading scorer, averaging just about 17 points a game. She also had 7 rebounds a game, which is 4th in the conference. Talk a little bit about what your rebounding ability is going to be able to do to hopefully kind of nullify her a little bit.
It's going to be critical. I think interior play is going to be critical. I'll go back to Western Nebraska. Western Nebraska had 2 very good post players, Duda and Smith, and I kind of challenged our post players, interior players, Selena and Flora, that it could come down to that, and those 2 did a great job in there. I think Western Nebraska's post player scored 8 points in the first quarter and then 6 the rest of the way. Going to be that's good experience for us going forward because, again, you see Hernandez leading scorer. Our interior post defense is going to be critical, and so not only just on contesting shots and eliminating possessions in there, but the rebounding piece.
Excellent. Well, Coach, Saturday, 2 o'clock, you guys are in Powell. That can be found on YouTube. Northwest College Trappers Athletics. If you just look that up on YouTube, you'll be able to catch the game Saturday at 2 o'clock. Coach, anything to add?
No, just appreciate all our support from our fans. We had a few that traveled to Western Nebraska to watch us. Sounds like we're going to have a couple at Powell, but we just get a lot of active interest on social media, and we appreciate our fans so much.
Excellent. Well, they appreciate you as well, Coach. And thank you so much for tuning in to Talkin' T-Birds. We will be back next week with Coach Gennari to talk a little bit about their game with Powell this weekend and what to have looking forward. Thanks for joining us.